163NG, 8MLV 384. This is 99911L2. It's February 5th, I believe, 2021. It's 10:05 a.m. I did just exit third-party facilitating venue, the Ontario Health Centre, where they're engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. All the elements and the hallmarks are present. The state is engaged in what is the sexual, and again, Ontario Health Centre, all the third-party group stalkers that are lined around that building, that are wearing scrubs inside of that building, that are placing chairs around the perimeter of the bathroom, while a group stalker wearing scrubs remains inside of the bathroom. They're monitoring me inside of the bathroom while my physical body is nude while I'm using the bathroom. This is P.O.C. And they are using, Allied Universal, engaged in P.O.C. under the fake sun, impossible light activity while they're in relevant position. That's P.O.C. License 7WQM724, 7VYT385, 8MLVL384, the one I read, was crossing paths as I'm turning on my phone, 7CUH959, 7ZMB336, 7ZUD034, 8LEG935. 8EQJ554, CAD3393, that's a Georgia plate, 6TCH000, 6VJX581, 8CDG641, 7VIM467. While I'm walking in the parking lot, shadows on both sides of me in front of me, okay? That's impossible light activity. 6VJX581, 6NMB128, 6FFL790, 8RMG556, 8NPA247, 8NPA247, 8SVC567, 6YKZ058, 6ZJT549, 8FSA206, 7VMS087, 6YVC607, 41406G2, 683VG, that's a handicap plate, 03464G2, 179UD, 5FYA989. This is 6ZEL629, 8BSN478, 8TYU547, 8PTN608, 6ZEL629 is the same group stalker early in the morning that was sitting when the Ontario Health Centre was nowhere near open. She was loitering in relevant position, sitting in the darkness early in the morning before the fake sun rose above me, maintaining presence, stalking with using her vehicle as a means of stalking with activity as I crossed the street. This is when I was walking to 435 South BONVIEW early in the morning to do my laundry. She was engaged in stalking and group monitoring then. She's engaged in monitoring now. 7CJH596. 8A07867, and let me also tell you what the state does, which is it's all irrelevant. It is legal. It is absolutely irrelevant under what you are analyzing, public entity monitoring via communication devices, and with the people of that state. The state also engages in, once it's been documented, engaged in blatant stalking, like 6ZEL629 was, engaging in making sure that they are captured again at that same location to attach some sort of a belonging there, that they weren't randomly there stalking. That they are attached to the Ontario Health Centre, which again, it doesn't matter. You have pedestrians that are walking past Ontario Health Centre that are not going inside of the clinic at all. They're in relevant position under all the same facts. They are monitoring as well. 200129P2, this is familiarity with the despicable entity, the psychopath that I'm documenting. That is a sex offender. Every single last one of these license plates represent the people. 8FOE148, sitting around the bathroom in chairs. That's called relevant positioning. 8SBS068, engaging in criminal monitoring under the state's fake sun. That's called molestation. Engaging in monitoring me while I'm in the bathroom, physically indisposed, while you are listening to that corporately in real time, maintaining presence inside, around that bathroom, and while light from a fake source, because you are monitoring, is placed onto the immediate environment. That's called sexual violence. That is the sexual violence that all of them are engaged in. 8JLB803. 6XMR477, 8BTX836, 8MKL884, 8AVL328, 6CDA736, 8EYJ827, 5YEF458, and I did take a picture of what is that. It's a heavy-set African-American female. She's wearing sky blue scrubs. She remains positioned as I separated myself physically from my luggage carrier in my backpack to place it on the wall. 6 U.Y.Z 758, impossible light activity crossing path as the state is flying over my head. 7 U.J.G 581, group stalkers inside 15050 East Holt Boulevard, parking lot, including Allied Universal, in relevant position across the street under all the same facts they're monitoring. 6 YYY 709, 8 AZB 703, 7 FJT 847, 8 KNY 936, 8 RXT 735, 8 CXV 189, 8 DWU 324, 37385 G1, 7 VAV 862, 8 LQN 489. So like I was stating, as I am, actually I'm gonna get these license plates parked on the museum property as well. All representing third parties, all monitoring together. All sex offenders. Serious mental issues engaging in the state system. 4KXH 795, 7WNX 207, 7SWK 596, 8HGP 060, 5VES 486. It's currently 10:11 a.m. B806R92, that's a paper plate. Right over my head, 6KZF244, 7VRT 916, and a group stalker in scrubs. Make sure she walks past while the state is flying over my head. Targeted conduct by the state, prefacing everything that she is doing. She's present under the state's fake sun. She's present with impossible light activity. She's present while the state is engaged in that ongoing stalking via aircraft, and police are always stalking, as I've already established as well. SANDYRED. Every single last one of those psychopaths in scrubs, it doesn't matter what outfit you're wearing. That's what the public entity hide behind. 8KPB 753. And she walks right past, and then she crosses into the parking lot. She's engaging in crossing a path. 6TCK176, monitoring via communication devices. 8KNS842, 7JBX279, 8UGW685. This is 8HTX178, 7XKS613. 8N78500, 7XPF793, 5TMB945, 8BLX971, 096ZY, 7WTC750, 8ACL208, 7KKM093, 7WTC750, 7PGX698, 33185A3, 5PEV892, 5WNC162, 8JTW275, 5VAP664, V14820. That's audible activity by a pervert, a psychopath, a sex offender, monitoring with his group stalker sitting in the car, aiming light activity. A158A0, an honoring veteran. I don't think so. He's a sex offender. He's a group stalker while the state is flying over this parking garage in operation of his laptop and his phone, creating light activity while the state is flying over my head in airplanes. This is P.O.C. And that, P.O.C. With regard to that group stalker that's walking on foot, going to 150 East Holt, they are all engaged in the same system, okay? That's P.O.C. And this is 10:14 a.m. fake son in tow, as I've already established. Everybody that I'm documenting is engaging in P.O.C. with this entity that's engaged in that constant pattern of conduct of monitoring. 5YXY344. They are indeed one entity acting directly and vicariously together in their criminalistic endeavor. 5PMW476, which I am thoroughly documenting for prosecution. 6HNT573. Like I stated, inside of the bathroom, this heavy-set African-American female wearing sky blue scrubs, acting with all the rest of the third-party group stalkers that are in line around the building, that are in traffic around the building, that are in aircrafts and police vehicles, of course, as well. And while the state's light source is directly over that venue, she is remaining present as I separate myself, put my belongings along the wall, and I go toward the sink to wash my hands, whatever, just giving you details because what they are doing is monitoring. So she stands by the wall, hovering over the wall with her phone in operation. She's monitoring 5XCS553, 5LVW970. And this one does the same conduct that they always do, and I'm referencing the camera. She's just making a U-turn right in front of me in the middle of the street, engaging in relevant positioning under the fake sun. All right, that is 5XCS553, a psychopath and a sex offender. And if he's not a citizen, he's going to be deported. That is 6XBW988. And while she is standing over my belongings in the bathroom, concentrating on her phone, she's monitoring. She's acting with the third-party group stalkers who are sitting in chairs around the bathroom. They placed a chair right outside the bathroom door. They placed a chair on the opposite wall or on the opposite side of the bathroom door. And of course, they have tables set up where they are all sitting around in the hallway. They're standing in front of the elevator. Understand they're engaged in relevant positioning for purposes of federal group stalking and monitoring. All of that is for purposes of concentrating on that location of the bathroom, with which they engage in stalking with audible activity while inside of the bathroom. This third party with wearing scrubs, okay, and this is why your outfit is irrelevant, unless it's for purposes of identifying you as a vicarious actor or the state acting directly. This is a third party who happens to be in the medical field. This is demonstrating the ongoing disgrace to the medical field. And 8 SIR 721. This is her monitoring me while I'm inside of the bathroom, and I did take a picture of that. She remains in relevant position the entire time. There is no ordinary presence. It's all serving monitoring purposes, criminal purposes, and that's literally the government that's standing in the bathroom, remaining, monitoring me, and doing so visibly, remaining the entire time and acting in concert with the third-party group stalkers who are also positioning themselves around the bathroom. All right, this is not limited to what's occurring inside of the bathroom. I'm isolating P.O.C. to 150 East HOLT for purposes of the showing how the system is in operation everywhere you go, the same exact elements, and that's why it does not matter what outfit or uniform or title you are bearing as a means of some false premise, which in no way is eliminating you from federal prosecution whatsoever. It's showing how wide and massive the state system is. 6FPB323, 8RIK809. So I did get a picture of that, and I did get an image of what is the group stalker in the stall next to me by capturing those feet. That's just proof of presence. That's the people of the state of California. That is the government in the bathroom monitoring me inside, okay, with the heavy African-American female standing on the opposite side in the stall, remaining on the wall, monitoring with her phone, all right, acting in concert with the state, acting in concert with the rest of these group stalkers in traffic, inside and outside of the building, all right. While the state is doing what you heard, flying over, that's P.O.C. And that's what I captured. That's the significance of that group stalker who I captured on image, because the state's conduct is what is coinciding with that conduct. That is P.O.C. That's the sexual violence that the people of the state of California are engaged in. 8 HMB 286, 6 NBCO 78. These group stalkers at B&G Plaza are just loitering in relevant position. The state's fake sun is now over the B&G Plaza. I've already established this. This is P.O.C. Understand, that is also what you are assessing while you're looking at this picture of this heavy African-American female in the bathroom, remaining with her phone, monitoring with the rest of them that are positioned in chairs and on the tables and around the building, because they're monitoring. 7P24113, 7VYX686, part of the same group, engaged in the same sexual violence, by the way. 6HVH655, 7FDZ575, 8GKF816, 7RWR779, 5COF703, 7NMY184, 5EKH652, 43644N2, 8FED335. I think I read that one already. 7RKJ581, 7NCX491, 8GXM 697. And I'm referencing the cameras here at B&G Plaza because all they're doing is monitoring. And impossible light activity while 7RWR 779 merely drives past. That's not merely driving past, that's called P.O.C. Impossible light activity moving all across the building, which I'm also referencing the cameras in real time while they're monitoring. Group stalkers standing outside of Clinica Medica, California with a clipboard while impossible light activity spreads across the wall while a fake sun is over her, that's called monitoring. She can hold whatever she wants. That's a group stalker and she's on camera. She's wearing blue jeans, black tennis shoes with white bottoms, and a gray sweatshirt with her hair up in a ponytail and a face mask, holding a clipboard right now. That's P.O.C. It's 10:20 a.m. at 410 East Holt Boulevard, SCHIRO'S Liquor, where they are monitoring. That's why all those hallmarks are present. They're inside of the venue right now. The females by the lotto machine understand that's stalking. They are waiting for me to place my belongings inside where I usually do. They're engaged in relevant positioning. Period. They're acting with these group stalkers that are driving by with light streaming all across the building. And who's doing that right now? That's license plate 8LJU805. P.O.C. referencing the security cameras. It is 10:21 a.m. All right, 3UPV 704. He's wearing one of those utility jackets, yellow and orange. He's on camera inside of SCHIRO'S Liquor. He's on camera standing outside beside me as I am referencing the cameras right now. He stands in relevant position while the state is flying over the store via airplane. And he's getting back in his car right now. They are all engaged in P.O.C. license 6NVC078, the state flying over, understand they're monitoring. Third-party group stalker, this male's going into the store right now, sitting in his car under the same facts, the state flying over, in relevant position, creating audible activity while they're stalking, monitoring in their car, 7P24113. It is currently 10:27 a.m. Impossible light activity, like I stated. Well, they are all present under those circumstances as well. This is not coincidence. This is federal group stalking and monitoring, and this is documentation at SCHIRO'S Liquor while they're driving past on HOLT, the same psychopath conduct. All these stalkers that I'm documenting doing the exact same thing. Impossible light activity sparking down the hallway of the SCHIRO'S Liquor side of the building. P.O.C. 7KCC554. It's 10:28 a.m. I have departed SCHIRO'S Liquor at 410 East Holt Boulevard. License plate 6LGM086 11819F2. Impossible light activity while they drive by in the van. 8436482. 5ETS166. JCLUVMA 6RGV203 6GLV595 6NEC279 6ZBC477 04407V1. I'm gonna go. Thank you. 7ECR253. And while this third party drives what is north on Sultana, impossible light activity on the wall beside. 5UYE387. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. This is a prosecution, long time coming. This will you name as many of them as you can. 8DYM883, and that is psychopath conduct. Every single last one of them. 7BBS821. 8DYM883, did I say that one already? They're monitoring at Stereo City. That's what I'm walking past right now. BFL292. TOE400, 8SXN003. Monitoring at Cars Direct, located at 522 Holt Boulevard. State flying over that property right here in alignment to me as I'm walking past. 8, I can't really see that one. You can scratch that one. 8LHZ 763, I believe. 8PUR 716. 6JQA 788. It is 10:30 a.m. Amazon Prime, we already know that. 6WEE 654. Amazon Prime taking the back street behind, driving down Pleasant Avenue from Holt Boulevard. Driving behind the AutoZone, monitoring with all these group stalkers in the parking lot of AutoZone. Audible activity, that's what that is. 8GWY 614. Amazon patrolling around the parking lot. Drives on the back street, drives down the back side of the same parking lot. Just that's called patrolling. 6VGL 393. The same conduct I've shown the state doing via helicopter, flying in circles in front of me. Amazon is driving in circles around me. 7ZAA013. That's a psychopath driving an Amazon vehicle. Went right past the driveway entrance through the front to go to Wendy's. Drives down the back street, drives on the back of the parking lot to go to Wendy's is where they're stopping in relevant position, by the way. 7TFG265. Amazon Prime is going to be seen on the cameras entering into Wendy's. Understand they're in relevant position. Understand they are also engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring inside of that restaurant, which is a third-party facilitating venue. The state's fake sun directly over the venue. This is Amazon, license 09783W2. It says US.3181419. It's driven by a male who is inside of the venue right now, and I believe Wendy's has cameras, which I am referencing as well. In the drive-thru, red pickup truck, female driving that. She's engaged in monitoring. She enters the drive-thru as I walk toward the Amazon Prime that's keeping surrounded. She's monitoring. 6XCZ823. The number on the Amazon vehicle is number ARKW23. State's fake sun directly over me right here at Wendy's. That's P.O.C. Thank you, Amazon. They like to stalk using their planes as well. They will be met with a very ferocious federal prosecution. And they are not alone. They are not the only companies engaged in monitoring American citizens. Oh, and again, the Wendy's is located at 590 Holt Boulevard. I'm at Melrose and Holt. And it is 10:34 a.m. I'm sorry, 6XFY690. Five WBT 878, 8MXX 451. 7VXF 145, 8DRJ 708, 4HTK 194, 7AVJ 425, 574-6383, Ontario Police group stalking with the rest of these psychopaths, and possible light activity. 90454H2, I believe. That's called, that's a wash company vehicle. Crossing path with Ontario Police, 8BBM 992. Oh, and specifically Ontario Police driving west on Holt Boulevard. I'm at campus in Holt. 7XBW446. 6EZA061. Omnitrans, referencing the camera, license 1545686. 7DGK121, touching with Omnitrans. 6SLK235, touching with Omnitrans. Ontario Police, 8EVR15690310 and 2. And again, that wash license is 90454H2, number 0756 on the back of it. It's wash laundry. 548. All of them engaged in monitoring, all of them touching sexual perverts while they're stalking. Siemens, US.801967, license 10143V2. 6YKJ386, BB14J92 paper, 7YMJ751, 8N49629, 7GTN433, 5VCM465, 7VPL406, 8CXH083, 8BBW971. All of them touching together. 11505K1, 6116. Let's try that again. 61116C1, 64789C2, 8RDX965, 7VRG364, 17762V2, 7AEP544, 8GXS954, I believe. I've already crossed campus. I'm walking past Church's Chicken. It is 10:37 a.m., meaning I am walking east on Holt Boulevard. This is (8FLM650), 7VBW919, 6G5 6923, let's see, US.1878257, Allstate Enterprise Incorporation. ESE is the name on this truck, VIN number MJ2657. A large white truck with a gray face on the truck. They're engaged in monitoring as well. That's the US dot number. Can't see well, that's an out-of-state license plate, which I can't see. It's white and green, if that gives you anything. 4GTS 910, I believe. 7Z78093. 3XEG 750. While these psychopaths are driving east on Holt Boulevard, in the farthest lane over, a line of light just sweeping across. P.O.C, boy. It's ridiculous. All you gotta do is document the stalker, the sex offender, the psychopath. 5DES 131. And that includes Omnitrans. SUBELIU 7BWG251. Like I said, these facts aren't changing with the change of a vehicle. They are all engaged in that together. That's the incredible part of it. Psychopaths driving Amazon vehicles, FedEx vehicles, UPS vehicles, Omnitrans vehicles, in this impossible light activity occurring, molesting all over. They're perverts, listening to you in the bathroom, touching all over you because they want to monitor you, listening to you breathe. Psychopaths acting like they're doing something, they're not doing anything else but monitoring. 1522 OL2. Ontario Police, like I stated, engaged in that same conduct. All of them under a fake sun, which, by the way, is directly over my head as I'm walking east on Holt Boulevard. P.O.C. Ridiculous. 7XPJ459, 8JVE667, 6JGR957, 59836X1, 8BLC867, I believe, 63201S2. J&V Auto Accessories, like I've already established, is monitoring. Walking past them right now. (62503U2), which is a very weird looking license plate. But that's what's on the back of that white truck. That's at the intersection of BONVIEW and Holt Boulevard right now at 10:40 a.m. going eastbound. Preparing to turn south onto BONVIEW. Engaging in monitoring right now. You understand the brake lights are in alignment to me. They're monitoring. This is a systematic means by which the public entity is monitoring through traffic, which is criminal facilitation, while all these psychopaths under the same fake sun inside of their businesses and homes and sitting in their cars parked around are monitoring as well. 87979 N2. 4UGA 762. I think I read that. I am at BONVIEW and Holt Boulevard. It's 10:41 a.m. They're monitoring at O'Reilly's Auto Parts. I showed you a video of that just so you can understand. Gave you a visual. The helicopter flying over me as I'm getting off of Anu Chan's and walking across the street. The state flying over my head over the O'Reilly's, okay? State's fake sun hiding under the Dollar General across the street. U-Haul is monitoring. They're all monitoring. All of traffic is monitoring. That's where I'm at right now, and they are monitoring in traffic. 8FQG 176. 75337W1. 7 BBS 821. 6 CSP 503. 8 SFN 832. 5 RCV 202. 66311R1. 5V 11427. 1207067 395 77B3 7Y44941 8NEN 155 Now it is 10:43 a.m. State's fake sun directly above me. I'm at Emporia and BONVIEW. And this is how you know that federal group stalking and monitoring is underway. Again, this is a hallmark, and it is also an element of monitoring, while also impossible light activity all around everywhere I go. But the state's light source, which is not the sun on any day, is both squarely over 150 East Holt and going to be over me at 435 South BONVIEW? I don't think so. This is monitoring, as I have already established. And the state flies over my head everywhere I go, including while I am on this street. Understand, while I was documenting license plates, where was the state flying over? Flying over my head at that venue, 150 East Holt, while I'm reading license plates. Very targeted conduct. This is how you know what these psychopaths that are driving past are doing. They're not just driving past. They want attention. 7KWK828 gets it. Makes a U-turn on the train tracks while the state flies over my head at the train tracks. Because I'm talking about the fake sun that is not both over 150 East Holt and then moving to be directly over me on BONVIEW and remaining over 435 South BONVIEW. I have already established this documentation. I'm repeating that which has already been published. I have already established that this is not the sun. No way, on no day. And I also have extensive documentation showing the impossibility of what is a light source that's supposed to be the sun in its zenith, directly squarely above me, not only remaining for hours where I remain, but following where I go in every direction, including in different cities, okay? That is not the sun. This is monitoring, and every single last one of them are sex offenders while they're monitoring me. 6 U.I.S. 507 CHEZ CAK 7Z BB257 under impossible facts. which they will never, ever, ever be able to even approach in the form of a federal court. So this is just documentation of all those who shall be subject to that federal prosecution. BJ30F90, which is a paper plate on a dark gray BMW SUV, driven by a dark-skinned, maybe like a dark Indian, Palestinian female. 6YVC821. She's driving north on Bonview, approaching the traffic cameras. 8EEA757. They're monitoring at Marin's Auto Electric. They're monitoring at Olivia's Auto Upholstery. They're monitoring at Castro's. They're monitoring at Norman's. They're monitoring at 45 South Bonview right now. I'm in relevant position. They're monitoring in traffic, as I am already establishing. I'm documenting all of these psychopaths as they cross path under the fake sun, which they know very much is there. And they also know impossible light activities all over the place. This is a system, and it's a gathering of demented perverts. 01209T2, Sherwin-Williams. 04927L1. 7XAK119. AV34L81, I believe that's a paper plate, and this is 5ZXM544. AW69T01, that's paper. 8EXW998. Group stalkers creating light activity using large trucks on State Street, using a city vehicle license 1469225, substantially similar, 7Z27911 for PWF763. 8KFB264, monitoring me to that light activity. This is 88YH490. That's P.O.C. 7PLU816, California 0413137. That's the California U.S. dot number on that truck. That's the City of Ontario vehicle. We've already know that they are stalkers. 146925, I believe. That's the license number, creating light activity, parked in front of this car yard with the lights on the top of its vehicle. This is the same stuff that they do all around the library, literally stalking outside of this building. Well, let me go over here because I want to make sure I get the right license plate. Even though I really don't need it, City of Ontario is readily identifiable, much like UPS, much like FedEx, much like USPS, much like Omnitrans. This is license plate 1465925, vehicle number 4165, driven by an African American, this is a white male, looks to be in his 50s to 60s, black and white, got a laptop on the passenger seat, communication device in hand while he's parked on the curb, moved from the opposite side of the street, which was at State and Bonview, on the side of this, looks like a D&M Metals Recycling Center, and then this is where he was parked on the side in the street. He's not enforcing parking over here. This is the same circumstances where I'm always present. He's on that street. As I identify him, he just goes over to the opposite side of the street, parked on the curb, literally on the side of the curb, and with just creating light activity with his vehicle, using his laptop and his phone, P.O.C. These are the same group stalkers that go in and open up the senior center because they have access to do it. And this group stalker gets out of his car as I turn on the camera. It's P.O.C. It is 10:49 a.m. and I did take a picture of that. That is license 6RWD796, 6LBT243. Let me make sure I read that right. 6RWD796, yeah. 8PQF458, 8HEX499. 5LQT658. I'm sorry, FMT1944, that's a Texas plate. Monitoring at Ron's Auto Upholstery, monitoring at Olivia's at 416 South Bonview, monitoring at 420. He likes to participate in P.O.C. a lot. Over here at Ontario Master Towing at 420 Bonview. He likes to engage in P.O.C. a lot, crossing the street over here, loitering in the street, in the middle of the street, with other third-party group stalkers, while the state flies over, while the state keeps its light, while there's impossible light activity, while third parties patrol via traffic. He makes his way across the street from Ontario Master Towing to engage in P.O.C. All right, and acting with everybody else that's in relevant position. Understand the state is flying directly over my head, not flying over the train tracks like it was when I was there, flying over my head at the train track, flying over my head at the Ontario Health Center, okay? Flying over my head at the museum. This is very targeted conduct. That's monitoring, and that is in concert with all of these psychopaths who I have thoroughly documented at 435 South Bonview. 7LSR 717, 8PMG 841, 8JYZ 622, 7XEV 239, 6NBU 349, 7BEE 580 pulls up, and that's going to be referenced on the camera right here. I'm at 435 South Bonview. Understand they're creating light activity, and they also cross paths at the same time the state flies over my head in an airplane. Monitoring, P.O.C. State's fake sun directly over the venue as well. 8BKT 835, 5LVK 215, in case I didn't read that, and it is 10:51 a.m. That is P.O.C. The state engages in that same constant conduct, stalking, flying over this venue, all right? Very targeted conduct, remaining here, engaging in that stalking conduct and monitoring its audible activity. That's the significance of that. Using the train for the same. And guess what? All those perverts, just like I described with regard to Ontario Health Center, in traffic, listening to me in the bathroom, doing the same thing as they're driving past, sitting in their cars on Washington and Bonview, all listening as I'm using the bathroom, including those here at 435 South Bonview. That's the sexual violence that they are all corporately engaged in. It is 10:52 a.m. That's P.O.C. Oh, hi. You scared me. Is that what you were trying to tell me right now? Thank you, bye. A64390. That is a license plate of a white pickup truck. That's on the cameras at 435 South Bonview. They pull into the property, engage in unloading furniture off of their truck, in relevant position and possible light activity as they're opening and closing their car doors. They're creating audible activity, noise, while Ontario police are in relevant position speaking with Judy. That's on cameras. They're inside of the venue now. This is monitoring with police presence. That is the same conduct as the planes flying over, as the state sounding sirens. Police presence. This is monitoring at the venue. It's 11:25 a.m. That's a plane flying over, and Ontario police. That is Taylor, Guerrero, and the third officer identifying himself as Tony. That's P.O.C. It's 11:32 a.m. It is Ontario Police. I am standing at the cameras referencing as they're driving by right now. That's OPD license. Bye. License 1379153, vehicle 1767. And Guerrero and Tony are at the end of the alley at Washington, license 1360906. Bye. License vehicle number 1753. That's P.O.C. Monitoring with the third-party group stalker. It's a male, the same male that was uttering threats of physical harm. And he is inside of the male restroom, has remained in there. Understand that's relevant positioning. The state using both the train and plane activity for purposes of audible activity while they remain in relevant position. This is also the communication of a threat while you are monitoring police presence. That's criminal summoning by the third party, Mercy House, present for any reason, even having nothing to do directly with the target individual. This is how they engage in what is symbolic threats. Presence in and of itself is sufficient of that. That presents a direct threat to the liberty and to the physical safety of the targeted individual. And that is a pattern of conduct, by the way. This is P.O.C. by the state acting directly and vicariously. This is again the third-party group stalker that I documented engaging in uttering threats out loud inside of the venue of 435 South Bonview, and I don't believe I ever quoted what he was saying. He's sitting on the couch in relevant position, creating audible activity, and using that audible activity as a means of threatening, speaking that out loud, which is audible activity that I am being monitored by, is reasonably construed as, and it is a direct threat in the same way that they are intentionally present, they are intentionally uttering what they are uttering, where they are uttering it, when they are uttering it for that specific purpose of communicating a threat, while, mind you, I am documenting and they are documenting, and they are monitoring my documentation. This third party specifically uttered while he's sitting on the couch, "I'll F you up, I'll have you effed up," and he's repeating these threats while just talking out loud inside, and that is what I referenced on the camera. And then as he gets up and I specifically addressed him, I said, "What did you say?" He said, "I'm talking on the phone." He was not talking on the phone. He was literally just speaking out loud. That is the passive-aggressive conduct that also denotes how they stalk and how they maintain presence, and engaging in that threatening conduct passive-aggressively as well. Regardless of that, it's audible activity in relevant position. All the elements are present, and they're monitoring and uttering threats. The government that is threatening. Understand, the people of the state of California are in the position of the government. Everything that comes out of their mouth is coming out of the mouth of that entity that's monitoring you. This is the third party that's in relevant position in the bathroom while the state is flying over an airplane, while police are directly in front of me, while they are engaging and monitoring under the state's light source, which is present at the property as well. It is 11:36 a.m. All right, it's 3:19 p.m. 8 PBZ 606 32265K2 10AM SUN 7EZ E816. These are the third parties that are currently at the traffic light, which is HOLT and BONVIEW. They are headed what is north on BONVIEW, and currently right now east and westbound traffic going on HOLT. Crossing is 8 UIM 931, passing at the light from HOLT onto BONVIEW 5 UQZ 917. All right, and what is occurring is this is a timestamp. The third parties in traffic are headed in relevant position. Understand, while they are on these traffic cameras driving south and north on BONVIEW, headed my way and from Hope Boulevard in the same direction where I remained at 435 South BONVIEW. I exited those premises at 3:12 p.m. As I am walking north on BONVIEW, the state flies directly over my head, meaning it is flying east over South BONVIEW, the street, while these third parties, who I am representing as far as the same group that are patrolling past, at the same time the state is flying over my head in helicopters. This is federal group stalking and monitoring, and this is just to note those who are remaining in a relevant position, those who have been engaged in systematic monitoring. Driving past 435 South BONVIEW is the monitoring conduct while I remain at that venue. And again, at approximately 3:16 p.m. I leave 435 South BONVIEW at 3:12. At 3:16, 3:15, within a matter of minutes, the helicopter flies directly over my head while these third parties are doing exactly this. That is federal group stalking and monitoring. While, mind you, they are also driving fast and they're all molesting with light. While, mind you, the state's fake sun remains directly over that property, and it is now in motion, moving, remaining directly above me as I'm walking down the street. That is P.O.C. It's 7GDY 280, 7MBE 217, 6SQ5005. And that is the helicopter flying again over my head at Dollar General now. Very targeted conduct. 7TCM 500, 56851K2, 7EXZ 518, 8MLV 452, 6AYN 944, 6ZRJ 169. This is the airport mobile towing, California dot number 142517. Their address is 1046 East California in Ontario, California. That license plate, oh, I got it, 61851P1, 7NXK142, 6DQU658, 6TXR958. No plate on that. 10363T1, 8UEY 554, 7VZW 686, 5HZB 405, 2114 2Y2, 6UTH 167 11757S2 7D03015. Third-party group stalker in the parking lot of Dollar General will be seen on the surveillance camera creeping beside me. 7WCZ 871 is the license plate. It's on the camera. They are remaining in relevant position. They are monitoring at that Dollar General parking lot. License plate 39606Y1 99950L2. Group stalkers now going into the Dollar General. They're all doing the same thing. 8KCA 862. That is P.O.C. This is noting my presence, and this is noting the state's engagement in that ongoing communication of a threat flying directly over my head. Also, the communication of a threat is monitoring through the very people of that state, and they are molesting with light while a helicopter is flying over my head while a fake sun is following. All of that which is construed by the targeted individual who was documenting that public entity as an ongoing threat, let alone the fact that they are molesting my entirety of my person while they are crossing path, engaging in this satanic, psychotic stalking and monitoring conduct. It is currently 3:23 p.m. and that's P.O.C. as I am also remaining, like I stated, at BONVIEW and Allen. These traffic cameras are an additional means of documentation. 3UCY 975 407 82G2 1728 Z1, substantially similar. Those are the ones that are speeding past going east on Holt Boulevard. I'm proceeding to walk east on Holt now. I'm sorry, west on Holt Boulevard. That's P.O.C. F22447 7EQ can't really see the rest of that one. 7EQ E954 5AMF 289 8AIZ 412 5XAF 037 6UGN 075 8POK 112 Amazon Prime crossing path. Substantial and possible light activity also shooting onto the asphalt as they're driving west on Hope Boulevard. P.O.C. 6645 4C2. It's a tow truck. 8KIY 446 6JYA 352 2PDB 226. They're monitoring again at JNV Auto Accessories, Auto Parts, and at Basic Auto Repair 810 and I believe 820 Hope Boulevard, using a large size van in order to create light activity and also to obstruct my path. They're crossing path, acting with traffic. This is license 92466K1. That's P.O.C. 92021L2 8LYT 037 5WKC 669. Can't really see that one that clearly. It's currently 3:25 p.m. GKU 246, engaging in the same obstruction of path, touching with all this group stalkers that are crossing path and impossible light activity, molesting, engaging in crossing a path by sitting in your vehicle, intentionally obstructing the path, is touching along with the rest of them. They are the same group monitoring together. That's the license plate of that third-party group stalker remaining in front of me while all manner of light is touching all over my body. 8TGJ 530 creating light activity. I'm at CARDENAS where they're monitoring, and the state's fake sun is directly over the CARDENAS parking lot. You can go. You can go. Huh? Because you're parked? Yeah. Anyway, 8TGJ530, a group stalker and a sex offender. 6B90825. This is at Cardenas. 4B17424. 6BXU928. 30778G1. 6YIU972. 8SSY645. 7NNW173, 8JFF020, 7EAU814, 486NZD2. That's literally looks like white construction paper with black letters on it. Does not even look like a license plate, but that's what's on that vehicle. It's a Honda Civic. Dominguez Masonry, 8M44688. Ryder, US.16130. Truck number 81199. No license plate on the back. Tesla, 8RQV845, driving east onto Holt Boulevard from campus. I am walking east on Holt. I am currently at campus in Holt Boulevard. 4TSL101, 4TUG590, 7KVM057. I am at third-party facilitating venue CAGLES Appliances, 8LKS605, 8LJU805, 4YLX057, where I've already shown you the video of the light reaching all the way up to the top of the building, orange radiant light while these psychopaths drive by, while the fake sun is directly over the sign of CAGLES, 70403R1. This is P.O.C, that's where I'm at, 8PAY555. 4VNF733, 8GOE161, it's 3:29 p.m. I'm at Malcolm and Holt Boulevard. The reason why I'm letting you know my location is because every single last one of them in a car, on foot, in a building are monitoring 7SCU069. And my location is speaking to relevant positioning 8AOF244, 6VJS328, 7KAX020. DOK571, 6N49212, 3PUK262, 6LUF660, 68721P2, 8JSF596, 6TPH419, 8ADZ735. You let me know on what day when they're driving east on the street in front of me, they're approaching you and light is streaming coming towards you, where the light is, oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. 8MXX451. These are psychopaths, and they're idiotic psychopaths. They're just criminals and sexually violent ones. 7MCC702. Serious issues, and that doesn't even make any sense. And that's exactly what they're doing. 6H55112. Let me make sure I get this group stalker's license plate. She's chilling, sitting on her trunk while light is all over the place. She can act like she's doing whatever she wants. She's monitoring 7VVF563. P.O.C. It is 3:31 p.m. 8AJC696. Psychopath on foot, pacing back and forth, walking past you in one direction. Oh, I forgot something. Let me turn around and walk back the other direction. They're pacing. Same thing the state does in helicopters, same thing the state does vicariously through these psychopaths, for example, and that the state does in its vehicles, pacing back and forth, repeatedly crossing paths. Like you would identify a weirdo that was just standing in front of you, walking back and forth and back and forth. Like Pac-Man. Yeah, you would identify that as a freak weirdo. And that, understand, they're all doing that as a group. Okay? And including by aircraft. Psychopath. Driving Amazon vehicles, driving Omnitrans vehicles, waging a threat that's going to be documented against them, with which they have no argument whatsoever. 8JNU630. All that light activity, they're going to be taxed for that. 7LEX768. Monitoring the drive-through of the AutoZone and the Wendy's. sitting waiting for traffic, which are third-party group stalkers, sitting in obstruction of the path. Understand that's the same conduct. 8RXL 856. 5NCF 098. 95945D1. 7TIF 664. 8UDD 064. 7H1725. 7ASY 041. Are substantially similar. 8HBJ 794. It's currently 3:33 p.m. We already know the state is a stalker. Flying over my head by helicopter is targeted conduct. Driving past me in a fire truck and or police vehicle and or ambulance is targeted conduct equally, okay? That's P.O.C, and that's what the state is doing, incriminating every sex offending group stalker that I already have documented and will continue to document. All right, you got a group stalker sitting in their blue Saturn, headlights on, facing the street, while the state is sitting at a red light, which the state controls for purposes of group stalking and monitoring in a fire truck, under a fake sun at the same corner where he's posted in his car. License plate 3SIM 667. Monitoring with 4RBM 432. Monitoring with the state via fire truck who is sitting directly across the street. And what's the form, what's the method, a presence, a red light, okay? It's P.O.C. 7WJG 512. 2PZZ006, 7WJG 512, 4VVL 480, 7ZGS 938, 6UEB 234, 34135N2, 3UDA 721, 7FBP 850, 5FYF 679, 6VAH 940, 7YOU 843, 6KUW 084, 8ENU 109, 8JFR 869, 7STF 015. Want to make sure I get as many of those group stalking sex offenders as I can. They're all monitoring with the state that drove directly past me, visibly communicating a threat ongoing in a fire truck. State's fake sun is directly over the same address it was earlier today, 522 Holt Boulevard, monitoring. The entirety of this environment is an ongoing communication of a threat while the state continues to monitor. That's a means for prosecution. 8SBB 654. In direct violation of existing federal law, by the way. This is conduct which is designed to monitor via communication devices, using the internet as well, while communicating, designed to intimidate, harass, and place under surveillance to injure, and place under surveillance with all of that. 7XHJ085 with all of those same criminal intentions. 8ETG 751. 7RIS 108, 8B89868. 35888W2, 36101W2, 7ZTB842, 3KVL634, 6ZRL 580, 5KVE 707, 7HFD 217, 7XBS 703, 8MQM 933. Let me repeat that. 7XBS 703. That psychopath wants to create activity. They're all monitoring with them. 7MYL 523, 7WXF 854, 8TGB 102, 22168S1, 8SLW 719. It's currently 3:37 p.m. Omnitrans is in relevant position 200088A3. That might have been one too many zeros. 20088A3. Omnitrans 61 eastbound in relevant position, and I will be seen on the camera. Understand they're in relevant position, creating light activity while light is streaming all across the brick wall while these group stalkers in front. 7VES 732, 5EZP 758, 8T72614, 8DAS 971, 8BZB 107, 17643S2. All of them in traffic in front of Omnitrans, and Omnitrans is monitoring with them. 7KNG 408, 8678XL. Make sure I got that right. 8678, 7X1, and I am referencing the camera of Omnitrans. 6LBW143, every single last one of them touching fake sun, planes, and helicopters. P.O.C. I'm referencing the camera on Omnitrans, and that is Route 61 going eastbound, number 2353, and that is license plate. That's Omnitrans creating audible activity under a fake sun. They're touching all over me. They're monitoring, and that's criminal facilitation. These are group stalkers acting together, by the way. 1545833. P.O.C. Omnitrans drive by, light all over the brick wall in the shade, okay? Fake sun all over the brick wall, all right? And uses the speaker right now to say, "I'll pick you up tomorrow." That's audible activity, and that's by a sex offender, a psychopath, and a group stalker operating in Omnitrans, representing the people of the state of California, intentionally creating audible activity while, mind you, the fake sun is directly over B&G Plaza. Again, remaining over at the end of the day, the same location where it is early in the morning. This is already a matter of documentation, and that's P.O.C. That's communication of an ongoing threat by a company who understand that represents the people of the state of California. This psychopath wants me to get CDP 4592, no problem, bruh. 7HYU 350, 7HBV 503, P.O.C. 7M04 6ZXN 995, 6TXW 207, I believe. 6TXW 207, yeah. 13149M2, 28543K2, 8URE053. 7MZE 536, 6PSH 619, 79320X2, 7X02 168, 7WPT 702. Sitting obstructing the path in the driveway is third-party group stalking conduct. License plate 30385K2 engaging in that same exact conduct. CDP 4592, a very disturbed-looking young African-American, looks like a roach. He's engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring and harassment using his vehicle as a means of, that was him screeching his tires after I read his license plate. Psychopath knows he's being documented. Speeding through, and that's the same conduct, obstructing the path. They're doing it through the driveway. It's intentional presence. This is P.O.C. 8LJV011, Andy's Burgers drive-through. Recognize the same conduct. 8FMZ139. 6KPB042. 6PFE347, 7TKP963. Make sure I got that right. 7TKP863. 50574M2. 7H59588. 6WDC327. 8FPS279. 7JSP995, 6TAP807, 6MMR866, 5BZF054. We already know USPS is a stalker, and they're also engaged in intentional touching. Driving in the shade, mind you, not even under the fake sunlight, the fake sun's light rather. And while driving in the shade right here, while I'm standing in front of what is Enrique's Income Tax, 230 Holt Boulevard, driving in the shade, USPS intentionally touching with the state that touches all over with light, okay? It's called impossible light activity. USPS intentionally engaging in that, as are all of them. That is P.O.C. Omnitrans convicting itself, all right? That's a psychopath. That is a psychopath. Understand that. You're looking at the conduct, that's conduct of a psychopath, and that is being a sex offender. And this is group stalking and monitoring. I've already showed you that. 8TTT189, 86488L1, audible activity using that vehicle. 5UOP364, 8EXW826. 8DJM412, 6FTX175, 7PGW752, I don't think I read it, say 6 JTS 607. Understand they're all sitting at the red light at Holt and Plum, and the fake sun is directly over the intersection. This is P.O.C. It is currently 3:43 p.m. 8Z31373, 7BNX 997, 8AYH 705, 8NTD 886, 11998A1, 6YUZ 533, 6YCT 087, 8DFK 086, 8GKP 834, 5MES 554, 7CK G434. It is currently 3:43 p.m. and I'm proceeding to walk north on Plum. That's P.O.C. Meeting me at the corner, like the stalker that it is, 8NWM532. City Hall, cameras will show a group stalker and a SUV. They're in relevant position using their brake lights, stalking with light, monitoring with 7XDW582. City Hall cameras, it's 3:45 p.m. They're monitoring. They're pulling into a parking space right in front of City Hall, and the state is providing ongoing incriminating evidence. State's fake sun migrating over this parking lot. State begins flight audibly, because it's always stalking, as I pronounce that. And that City Hall, those cameras, it's nothing new. I don't know why the state is reacting. That has been a means of my documentation, and that is P.O.C. And that's what they're doing on camera. This one patrolling around under the same circumstances, 8ATM 776. JOB7 monitoring again. Sitting in their car like the stalker that they are, 6 JTS 607. State is flying over by plane. State is aiming light onto the same location where it remains for hours when I sit here, and follows me back to this location after following me to that location, which was 435 South BONVIEW. All right, this is P.O.C. And I'm gonna go ahead and get that license plate just to be precise with regard to what you're looking at. It's a handicap license plate. It is a Dodge SUV parked next to a white pickup truck, a Tundra. This license plate is 303XB. Now, when I'm speaking to what is occurring in real time, what I'm speaking to is that, as I said, the P.O.C. group stalkers meet me at any open space that's being at the intersection. And as they're meeting me, that third-party group stalker whose license plate I just read is in direct alignment using their brake lights, stalking with light, and stalking by entity, meaning they're present on behalf of the state, monitoring, keeping my path surrounded, acting with those group stalkers directly in front of me at the intersection. And like I stated, they are engaged in real-time monitoring, aware of every word, everything I'm doing when I'm doing it. And this third party stops sitting idle and begins continuing motion into a parking spot as I begin reciting the fact that their monitoring conduct is captured on the cameras of City Hall. It is 3:47 p.m. All right, and this is my point that I've already established, and this is how idiotic that this criminal is. It's just a sex offender, it's just an obsessed stalker. 7 HAW 104. The state's fake son remaining over 435 South Bonview, remaining over the museum as I wake up there, right? Get there. Over 150 East HOLT, moving east, over the 150 parking garage, over B&G Plaza, over those same places directly, meaning the actual object, over those same locations later in the day, and moving in sync with me as I walk both east and west in doing so. And it is also right here in front of the library, aiming light inside of the venue. That is called impossible light activity. That's stalking with a light source, directly incriminating every third party. And this is what I mean. It's 3:48 p.m. State's light source is aiming light inside of this venue. Understand, if I'm physically located at what is 435 South Bonview, and the state is engaged in remaining with its light source aiming light, such that it has to be in a position where it's aiming light straight into the window of 435 South Bonview. Hi, can I make an appointment? Okay. Then how is it also? Oh, you want me to come in? Okay. But then it's also right here in front of the library, aiming light inside of the venue. Okay, that's P.O.C. And take a gander at the map. Look at where 435 South Bonview is. Look at where 215 East C Street is, the library.
Close for taking temperature.
Are you letting me in for a walk-in right now?
Is
that what you wanted? Or did you just want to make an appointment for future time?
Oh, I was going to do, sorry, because I'm talking on the phone as well. Well, you guys tell me conflicting information. I've been told that I can't do a walk-in for a full hour, so.
Yeah, so, well, we're close enough to the 4 o'clock that I will put you at a 4 o'clock appointment. Do you have a mask?
I do. You're right about that. I could do that. But so what are you doing? Am I going to be able to do an hour, or you want me to wait till 4?
No, I can put you in 4 o'clock and you can have an hour.
Okay. So do I need to take my temperature right now then?
Yeah. If you're interested in now, I'll put you in for a 4 o'clock appointment, but you can come in now.
Oh, okay. Okay, so those are sirens outside of the library? Okay, she already told me normal temperature. Alrighty, Erica Spencer?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Yes.
We are getting to an excessive amount of stuff, so.
I'm going to take it down
Okay, yeah, make sure.
to put it under the desk.
Thank you.
I got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's 3:50 p.m. and those are sirens sounding outside. Black Honda Accord sitting in relevant position at the curb outside of the entrance of the library. This is all P.O.C. and my point that I was making is the state's light source is aiming light squarely into the entrance of the library. This is cumulative documentation of what is stalking with light, and this is that which is mutually exclusive to being captured over each venue. And not just being captured, you're talking about aiming lights remaining on that venue all day long, remaining central in its location directly above me, and even when feigning as though this light source is setting aiming light onto the exact same position. That's P.O.C. It's currently 3:51 p.m. On the cameras inside of Ontario OVITT Family Library, they're in line, they're engaged in relevant positioning, the same behavioral pattern in operation inside of the venue. It's 3:51, that's P.O.C. State sounding sirens. That's context of what's going on. And referencing the cameras. It's all monitoring.